Hey y'all, welcome back to Let's Talk That Talk with Cola. And today we're going to continue our Life After Divorce Part 2 with our special guest, Miss Portia. Okay. If y'all have any questions, make sure you just put them in the comment. We'll ask them and she'll answer them the best way she can, okay?
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. So how you want to start?
Let's jump in. Okay, so I be want to say mom.
You can say mom because it's your mom.
So, okay. So you've been divorced before, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna jump right in. Is it anything that like was it a bad divorce? Let's say that.
No.
No. Are you guys still friends after the divorce?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
See, that's what we do over here. Grown
Yes.
folks. Grown
Okay.
folks.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, would you say it was all them, or they, or him, or would you say you had some part in it as well for the divorce?
I definitely had some part in it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. You never
Mm-hmm.
hear a Leo say that, you know?
Take
Facts.
ownership.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
do take
Accountability.
ownership.
It's
Yeah.
probably her moon sign. She probably got an accountability moon sign.
We
Yeah.
learn that as we get older.
Okay.
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 Yes.
Okay.
So what was life like starting? Like how long were you married?
Um. Um.
Was it more than
What?
like let's just say a long was it a long time?
A long time.
Okay, so what was it like transitioning from being divorced into now being single?
It wasn't easy because a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes a divorce is like a death,
Yeah.
depending how long you and the
Yes,
person were together.
I agree with
And
that.
you got to get used to doing things on your own. So it's almost like a death.
Okay. Okay. So you got to grieve them a little bit after get used to being without them, pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. If you were in love, if you were in it for the right reasons, yes, of course. Hmm.
Okay. Did they have kids, or was
Yeah.
you say for instance? Okay, because I know you have been married to your kid's father, but did they have any other kids? And what was your relationship with those kids?
Good. It was good. I look at them like my own. I raised them with mine.
Okay.
So there was a closeness.
So after the divorce, they still was around. You still loved them, or did you say forget those kids?
Oh, no, no, I still love them just like my own kids, my own biological kids, because they were raised together.
See,
I love
okay,
that. Because you don't
Mhm.
yeah,
see that all the time in
you don't.
divorces, whether the kids separate because of the divorce or or the adults that are divorcing have to separate because of a divorce being ugly. You don't see that a lot.
Right,
Being able
right,
to really, but that shows that they were your kids. The only thing changed,
right,
the only thing
Right.
different was the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
right. And a lot of people don't realize that it's not just two people who are affected by the decision that was made. You have the kids and other people that were a part of the circle. So you have to consider the kids' feelings. So at least I would, and I did.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're a real mom. That's why.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because I feel like some people they love the kids while they're in a relationship, but as soon as they separate, it's like what kids? They ain't my
Hmm.
responsibility no more.
But I
It
also be
wasn't
feeling like
real
it depends
love.
on them. It be depend on them kids too. Because what if them kids just been hell raisers the whole entire time, just making your life miserable, even though you was trying to make it great? Because I think I probably would be like, I can't. you can have them kids. And I got five. I got 6 biological kids of my own. But if I was with somebody and their kids was just like hell raisers, like you tolerated me, and no matter what I did for you, it wasn't enough, it wasn't good enough, and we get a divorce, I don't think I would be able to. Yeah, it would probably be screw them kids.
Now, I think that's where the other party come in at, because if they allowed you to be a mom like you were to the primary kids,
Mhm.
to be the same type of mom you are to the outside kids, you know, you have input or whatever. So somewhere along the line, you and the kids should connect, and they should have a certain respect for you, and you as well with them.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how mine was. He allowed me to, whatever I did with the primary kids, to do with his son.
Mhm.
So
I love that.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's trust. Like, I know you're not gonna hurt my child. You're not gonna do nothing wrong. You love my child. I
Right.
think that where a lot of parents go wrong. You be with these people, but you don't really trust them enough to handle my kids or my
Yeah.
child. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody not and everybody can't handle marriage, period.
No.
But
That's true.
alone you add kids or in-laws and all that. Everybody is not made for marriage.
You got to know what you're getting yourself
Yeah.
into. Yeah, sometimes
I'm
it's a
glad you.
package deal.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you said in-laws. I'm glad you said that. I was gonna go on another topic, but when you said in-laws, it just does something to me because I feel like this. If you're not still married to that person, let me say this. Let me change it because it depends. It depends. Like some women, and I'm not gonna say married, boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend, or however you want to see it. They know that the person has moved on. They haven't moved on. So
Mhm.
every time something comes up, they're at every family event. But this person has a whole nother somebody. You ain't got nobody, so you just showing up just to tap on the other person's nerve. I feel like you got to let it go. You got to move on. If you had somebody and you was bringing them too, that's a different story. But I feel like you ain't got nobody. You still got feelings for this person, and you at every family event. It has to stop.
But that's for the other person to like set boundaries. Like,
Mhm. Now, the thing is, the person is saying they don't want them at the family event, but the
okay,
family,
who are they saying it to?
they're saying it
Right.
to them and the people that are inviting them. But every time they come around, they say, "Oh, she just popped." This is a real story. What I'm saying,
Yeah,
she
I
just
know it
popped
is.
up. She
Okay.
just popped up. How she just keep popping up? How she know when these events are coming
That's
up?
because somebody lying. Somebody is giving
Exactly.
Exactly.
information, and somebody is saying
Exactly.
it's okay, while 10 might be saying it ain't okay.
Right. So I
Gotta
feel
be.
like as the woman, you gotta have better. He or she has moved on. Let it go. Stop popping. I know you got a family.
Yeah, but you gotta wonder what's being pushed in her ear. Because if one of my kids is married and they get a divorce and the family is saying you're not welcome to come here no more, and you still come, then I'm gonna take it that my child either told you that you could come, has made you
Mhm.
feel like you could come, or they giving you some sweet nothings that the person that you are with now don't know nothing about, nor do your family know about. Because why would you still feel comfortable unless you just real delusional?
But they're not inviting them. They don't talk to them. They don't do nothing. But they
But how do you
still
find
You sure all of the
somebody in the
family?
family is telling them. Somebody, and that's what okay, so I was telling her that. I was like, somebody in the family is telling her
Right.
this.
has
They're
to?
saying she just popped up, but she's not popping up. But
Yeah.
it'll be sent to me. If I'm seeing my ex with a whole nother woman in my face and I'm saying I'm single, I'm gonna stay away from that period. Because you can't
That's
show me nothing and then show up with the next woman.
but see, that's you because you have a
Right.
different type of way of looking at a lot of stuff.
Right.
That's you too.
You do. Because you'll look at something and be like, I seen what that did to John Bob. So I ain't about to do that because I seen John Bob be strung out. So I ain't about to do that. So but that's how you look at stuff. You're gonna look at if it's negative affecting negatively
Mhm.
affecting, you're not even about to go over and test those waters. But you have people that don't know how to let go. Even with divorces,
Even with the
everybody gonna be
family,
ready
they
to
don't
let
know how to let
go.
go. Some families don't know how. Let them go. If that man or woman is telling you they don't want that child there, don't invite them.
Yeah, but
Don't let her know in the other event.
they
I
cause
think
Messiah.
that's just prolonging the pain.
It
Because at
is.
some point you
Right.
gotta move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
I
some
don't
point.
agree with that part because I heard a person say they didn't want them around, and then they came around and it made the wife feel a certain type of way because he's telling y'all not to, But I was just wondering because I feel like at some point you gotta let go. Even if you still love this person, you gotta let go.
But
Yeah.
if that person make a statement by removing themselves, once that person show up, eventually they'll get it. Because if you want me and mine to be here, and someone
Right.
continuously invites this other person, soon as I see them come through the door, me and mine, we leaving. So
There
at
we
And
some
go.
that,
point,
yep,
There
that
we go.
happened. And when that happened, they blamed the wife, saying the wife didn't want him around the family.
But see that because that shows you that the family is what's keeping that fire started.
Mm-hmm.
Because you should respect the fact that these two, that your family member and their new
Exactly.
mate do not want to be around the messiness. And if
Mm-hmm.
you got a problem with them leaving, then eliminate the mess, and your family will be here.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but I just want to put it because you had said, that, and I was like, let me go and just get that out the way. But my question is, was there ever a rough patch after the divorce where you felt lonely or seemed like you needed a companionship?
Many a times. Yeah.
How,
But not necessarily needing a companionship, just lonely.
okay.
Trying to not used to doing things on your own, always having someone to go with you and to share it with. Not so much looking for companionship. No, because there's healing that needs to be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Have
how
you
soon
remarried? Oh,
was
go
it
ahead.
before you start feeling the loneliness?
For me, honestly, as long as I'm working, my mind is occupied. It's more or less on the weekends,
Mhm.
when you're
Mhm.
by yourself and you're used to a certain something. But as long as I'm
Okay.
busy, I'm good. But the minute I'm like, it's just me,
Okay.
yeah.
It
Have you
hit you.
started dating back, or are you remarried?
Yes.
Okay, which one? You remarried?
Remarried. Uh-huh.
So how did that, like, did the divorce, being, even though it wasn't obviously not a bad divorce,
Mhm.
did it change your expectations when you got remarried?
As
Like,
far as what?
effects, like, did it have any type of effects on how you view marriage now? Like, for me, I've been divorced twice and married three
Okay.
times. And
Okay.
every time I went through the divorce, my next relationship, I did take from what went wrong in this one and made sure I try to do something different in the next one. So did it change your, like, expectations, your views? Like, what changed when you remarried?
Mm, let me see. How do I answer that? No expectations being changed. Yes, it is. Because I'm a certain
Okay.
type of woman. So that first marriage, it was like big shoes to fill.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I did expect that person to either do equal or more because the first marriage set the bar so high.
Mhm.
So those were the only expectations that I had. I live
Okay.
a certain lifestyle, and that person, whoever follows up, has to be able to
Follow
maintain
suit.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
as far
That
as
is.
that part. Other than that, no other expectations. You just try to take the person for who they are and learn new things or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I get that.
And it's a good thing because you guys still get along. Y'all still, you know, I would still say co-parenting because even though your kids are grown, sometimes
Mhm.
you still got to go in and have a conversation with them about their child or their grandchild. So it's good to be able to still have that relationship where y'all can talk and hang out and do things with their grandkids and do family stuff, and nobody feel a certain type of way because you have your husband there and they'll have their wife there, and it's everybody gets along.
Mhm. That's when feelings are completely dissolved,
Right,
and you know what the principal thing is, with here for the kids or either the grandkids.
right.
No wanting to come around because you want to be a part of the family and all that kind of stuff. All feelings are dissolved. It's about the kids, the grandkids, and that's it. Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. When the divorce came, how did you feel about letting people know? Was it like were you ashamed or were you like happy to shout it out? How did you really feel?
Um, I wasn't ashamed. I wasn't eager to shout it out because you with most relationships, and you got to know the root of it. Because growing up, I never wanted to be married. I
Okay.
never wanted to be married. So being married was something, because I'm such a strong woman. And you know this about me, Coco. I'm always, Brianna say, I think in control, want to be in control.
Okay. You're the alpha
So
woman.
yes.
Hmm.
So to let someone else into your world, and you have to double down on yourself and make decisions and consider them,
Hmm.
you know. So I
Yeah. Was it hard transitioning with not being an alpha woman when you got married? Because sometimes they say it's hard for women to be like, okay, they always got to say something back, especially if they used to holding their own. Like they ain't gonna let anybody just come in and tell them what to do. But sometimes you got to be like, okay, or yeah, even when you don't want to.
it depends on your partner,
Yeah.
because you have some passive people that they like that type of woman who leads and take, not necessarily leads, but can take control. You have some people who like that. Depends on your partner. If you like to be like, okay, I'm gonna call you back when my wife come, and then you talk to your wife, and your wife, I was more like the one who say whatever, and they're the one like more passive or whatever.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And you have some partners who like that. They like someone who take control because I guess
Yeah.
it's less work for them.
And they don't have to be the bad guy.
Right.
That too. Yeah, that
Mhm.
too.
Hmm.
Yeah. But then you have some men, their ego,
Mhm.
men, partners, or whatever, their ego is like, nah, your role is here and my role is here. But I'm the type of person, if you're gonna lead me, you gotta know how to lead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you ain't about to lead me nowhere in the blind. Okay.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. I
Ooh.
had to learn. I had to learn.
Hold on. Um,
Definitely.
you
But
say
I feel like divorce teaches you a lot. I mean, just like anything, if something goes wrong, you had an option to learn from it, or
Mhm.
just stay ignorant to whatever went wrong. But I feel like divorce, it teaches you so much if you pay attention.
Right.
Hopefully, everybody don't have to go through one to learn it though, because it's a whole lot of other ways to learn. But I feel like those of us that have been through a divorce, it teaches a lot.
Hmm.
Like what I value
Yeah,
now is not what I valued before whatsoever at
exactly.
all.
Right. 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 And I think, like, I may be wrong. I would say it would be easier if you're younger, because you feel like, okay, I could just go start over and I'll find somebody else. But as you get older, you know what you like, you know what you're not gonna, tolerate. You're not gonna settle. So therefore you're out there like now, because with me, if I were to like date again, I'm watching if you keep your nails together, how you groom yourself,
Yeah.
as to where if I'm younger, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
So the older you get, you be like, okay, I've been down this.
The service acting up. Oh, come back, Mama Portia.
Hopefully she'll be back.
Yeah. But I definitely agree. When you younger, and them in between people in between my marriages was urine in the water.
Yeah, it had shit in the water. Damn.
Girl, that
It was a
water
whole
was
set pool.
right. That water was not right in between them. It was not
Can you hear
right.
me?
We can now.
You hear you now.
Okay. Call the number and tell the person I'll call them later. Sorry, go ahead. A
It's
call
okay.
was go ahead.
No, you was telling us about
No,
the
call on
difference
the
of
phone.
being younger and going through a divorce versus being older and going through a divorce.
Say it again.
I said you were telling us how it's being young and going through a divorce versus being older and going through a divorce. You was explaining your views on that.
Right. Like for me, I felt like if I was younger, not to say I wouldn't care as much.
Hmm.
I don't think it would affect me as much. But now that I'm older and I know what I want, I think it affects me more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get at a certain age and you're used to this one somebody. So let's go to the finish line, if we
Right.
can.
Yeah.
Right.
As to if I thought I was younger, it'd be like, okay, I'll
Hmm.
get somebody else.
Yeah. Now we picking people for what as Kevin Hart said, we picking death partners at this point.
Yeah.
I need
Exactly.
somebody I can die with. Okay.
Yeah, because it's too much work to.
It is.
I always say to guys, this is what I say to guys. It's too much work to retrain someone, and they'd be like,
Retrain.
"Retrain? Yeah,
It is
yeah,
a
train
training. I
someone,
agree. I
It
agree.
train
is.
someone." You know
Mm-hmm.
my likes, I know your likes. You know my dislikes, I know your dislikes. So yeah, it takes a lot of work to be. Yeah,
Yeah. It is a lot of work.
yeah.
So after your other marriage, did you do a premarital counseling before going to the other one, or you was like, I got this?
No, no premarital.
Okay,
I got this.
you
Yeah,
got this.
it was that. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah,
And I
but
don't feel like I mean they try to say everybody should have it, but I mean it just depends on what floats your boat.
yeah.
Because me and Joy didn't, and I'm telling you, and I had it
Right.
with did I have it with the second marriage? I know we did couples counseling. I do know we did that. But I didn't do it with Joy. And I mean, I feel like this the one that I mean, yeah, it ain't we ain't need it. We do couples therapy now just for maintenance, but I ain't do no pre nothing. And
Yeah.
this is probably the most safest place I've ever been.
But I always thought that counseling would be good for individuals,
Mhm.
couples. And then last show, when somebody told me it don't do no good because they lie to the counselor, the therapist,
They
I said,
do.
well,
You cause
yeah,
you cause you have to have a third. I feel my personal opinion. If your therapist is not spiritually grounded, you could manipulate them because they only listen to what you're saying and what you're giving off. You can say I could sell you anything, right? But
Mhm.
and if you go home and don't do the work, they don't care because you got your check is still going to clear for this appointment. So come on and come on. And they not gonna care. And then you got the other ones that has no spiritual eye whatsoever and wouldn't be able to tell a lie if you said I'm lying. So I feel like if you don't have a spiritual therapist, we need to make sure that's in line first. Because you can lie.
Yeah.
You can lie.
yeah.
You tell the therapist what you
And
want them to know. Just like you tell your friends what you want them to know.
Mm-hmm.
that's
And if
true.
the
And then when it's a male going in and it's a female therapists, they always feel like they're being biased. They already go in with
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
their mind made up, so
Mhm.
I don't know. I just figure if in faith, if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I've never done the counseling or whatever. Of course, I'm spiritual, but I don't know. Nowadays, you don't even know what you're getting.
No.
It's like,
Mm-mm.
like, long as you don't hit me, long as you respect me in front of me, it's whatever after that.
Yeah.
Because morals and principles and all of that, like from long ago, I don't even know if that exists anymore.
Yeah, because everything's so different. People are
It
so
is.
different.
Mhm.
Titles are so different.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And I
It's
mean,
it's
even
just
way
like
different.
yeah, because even back in the day,
as
you had
long
the
as when you're,
man that was the breadwinner, and the woman stayed
Mhm.
home. But now you got women that's out here, and they the bread maker, and the man is home taking care of the kids. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
for me personally, just respect me, treat me good, do what I say do, and we're good.
Just do what I say do.
Yeah, that part
I
right
see why
there.
Sean
That
married
part.
Coco.
Just do what I say.
That that part right there. Yeah.
You got the
Yeah,
no
just do
filter,
what
just
I
like
say
her
do.
mama.
Oh Lord. I mean
I'm
that
gonna try to
is
do I'm gonna try to do what they say do. So
Yeah,
just do what I say do. Yeah. And
mm,
respect me. That's most importantly. Respect. Respect me. Now, what you do when I'm not around, I have
yeah,
no control of that. I have
mm,
no control of that. But when you're around me, please respect me.
okay. So when
Yes.
you in your marriage, because I know you came out of, do you still date now in your new marriage? Like how do y'all
No,
just y'all don't date? Like go out on
oh,
dates and
with the
that?
new marriage?
yeah.
With
Yeah.
the new marriage? Yeah, we date.
Come on with the smile.
Okay. 'Cause
Look,
you know some people
I have to
forget.
drink to that. I
They
have to
forget
drink
to
to that.
they forget to date and you still have to date throughout that marriage.
Oh, you mean like in the beginning date?
Hmm.
Like in the beginning when you got
Even
into
throughout
the
the
relationship?
marriage. Because you know, once they get you, they try to stop dating you.
Oh no 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 no. Sunday has to be like movie day and dinner day. You go to church if you're going that Sunday. Do dinner and a movie, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe a picnic. Go to the beach. That's important to date to continue to date. Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you don't, it'll get boring and just like routine. And who wants to be in a routine and be in something that's boring?
yeah.
It's
That's
very
true.
important to continue to date. Yeah.
Okay.
What advice would you give someone that's going through their first divorce if they're watching?
Um, their advice, my advice, if they're going through their first divorce.
Hmm.
If it can't be fixed, just try not to hate each other.
Yeah,
Try not to do the back and forth. Don't put each other down. Don't try to tear each other down to friends and families. If it didn't work, it didn't work. If you grew apart, whatever the reason may be, just try to remain cordial. Don't try to, a lot of people, because at some point you love this person, you were in love with this person. Now that it's at the end, people try to tear each other down.
yeah,
Yeah.
Why?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That
That's
that
because
Yeah, that's
they hurt and don't know where to put that energy at instead of just saying pride. I'm gonna say pride. I ain't gonna say hurt. I'm gonna say their pride got in the way. Their feelings got hurt, or
Mhm.
they really didn't want the divorce, but they try and play hard because they don't want to say, you know what, I don't want the divorce. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, or we can do what we gotta do to fix it. And that's where that regret and that resentment kick in there, and now you ready to be ugly.
yeah.
I really do believe that.
Yeah, but I think it's very important that you don't put each other down. that there's no hate, no bad blood, and especially when it's kids involved, like we were talking about early on.
Mhm.
None of that, putting the other parent down to the kid or whatever. None of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what you said, Mom, like that is very important in every relationship, even friendship, because I had seen a couple fight on Facebook, and I'm just gonna put it out there, Mom. Don't pay me no mind, but they were just like, yeah, with your shitty draws. But I'm like, the draws was had to be like that before you broke up.
Okay.
Right, right,
So why
right,
all of a sudden you want to talk about it now? Like, why you didn't leave them when you first seen the draws?
right,
It's a pride thing. I'm telling
right.
you, people don't
Mhm.
people do not know how to effectively communicate their feelings. And I'm that way in certain areas. If you piss me off, I don't know what's gonna come out of this mouth. And it doesn't matter who you are, kids, family, don't matter. If I'm pissed off and I feel like you did me wrong or we
Really?
did too much, yeah, does not matter. And I feel, but that's my area. I
And
know
you've
that's my
always
area.
been like that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've not when I
Girl.
was a kid. Not when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was a pushover. But then when I realized I had a voice and you're not allowed to do X,
Mhm.
Y, Z, then yeah, no, it's no cut cards. Like I'm gonna have a whole live soon about an issue I had this week. Okay, with my kids, I have no cut cards when I feel disrespected or taken
That's
for
shocking
granted.
to me because
I
she's a
have no.
peacemaker.
I have no understanding, but I'm nice till I'm not. That's just it. And people don't be realizing that my not nice is bad. Like you might as well, you should probably go play in hell before you play with me.
Mhm.
But but I feel like that comes off when you can't effectively communicate. That is what you give because that what else can it be? It's just like when people are friends or you got whatever. These you say you love these people, but then when you're not close anymore, now everything they've
Mhm.
ever done wrong, everything that's wrong with them is now coming up. I wouldn't go that far. I'm not gonna bring up everything you did wrong. I just don't have a filter. But I feel like people that do that, they gotta dig down and grab all the stuff you've ever done. It's you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to simply say what you're actually feeling. So instead of you
Right.
saying I'm pissed off or I'm irritated or you know what I was wrong and I'm sorry it got this far, then you
Mhm.
give what you lash it all out, and it's everything. It's everything. I
Wow.
feel like it's a pride thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Silence is my weapon.
Hmm.
When I go silent, that's
How
my
long do you
weapon.
stay silent though? Like, do you ever come back and talk about the situation or?
Depending on who the person is, because some people, once something has happened and they figure it's in the past, they don't like to revisit it. But I feel like in order to move forward, you need to address it.
That's
But
true.
I give myself time to calm down. I think about it, I replay it over in my head over and over again and try to find the right wording without like tearing the other person down or whatever.
Mhm.
And when I have the right words or whatever, then I'm ready for a conversation. But
I,
silence,
yeah. I can get that. I can get that.
but that
But I
came
think
with maturity.
yeah, I
That
already
came
said
with
yeah.
maturity. Yeah, because this mouth right here used to be lethal. But with maturity, I'm like, you know what? Because then I had a doctor to tell me once before, you do all that rah, 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 then your pressure is up to
Hmm.
here.
Yep.
So I've learned to, yeah, handle it a different way. I just go solid. I think about it. I think about it. I think about it. And even with that, sometimes it gets the other person because they're wondering why you're silent, why you're
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
giving the rah, 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 you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
So yeah,
think
but it
thinking
came with
about it,
maturity. It came as I got older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
to
trying
me,
to
thinking
master it.
about it is worse. Like, I feel like, let me say what I want to say, 'cause I don't want to think about it. I don't want it.
Oh,
I'm going to
right
say,
then and there.
yeah, let me say it. I'm going to keep pushing because you ain't going to stress me out. Because I feel like when you keeping it balled up,
Mhm.
it kind of plays a part too, especially if you got to finish your day out and you got to do this and do that. You got an attitude with everybody.
But
They
you
say
got
you
to know
still
how
a
to
fire person.
direct.
They
You
said
got to
don't
know
yeah,
how to
don't let her
direct
fool you.
it to where it belongs. You got to know how to direct it to where it belongs. Yeah.
And I say
And
I
understand me now. I said it came as I got
yeah,
older,
yeah.
and I started, with the high blood pressure or whatever, because the doctor's like, you're doing all this here and your pressure, you know, is
Yeah,
going up. So,
my wife, I remember her telling me a story, which is why she don't like to do a lot of fussing. She like to fuss though. That's her
He's a
profession.
Cancer.
But the reason she's not gonna do it in a relationship to the point of her mom, she watched her mom literally have a heart attack from fussing.
Oh
Like
wow.
wow.
going back and forth to a person and had a heart attack when she was in her 30s.
Wow.
So and she from that
Wow.
she has now see me, I just it I can be silent depending on what it is. And it depends on
Mhm.
who you are. And it depends on how
Right.
many chances I've given you to not say what I probably really wanted to say the last 10 times. So then you
Right.
catch me on
Right.
that wrong day and you say the wrong thing. I know for a fact I'm going to say a lot of wrong things. Like I know it. But I'm working on it. Like I literally I'm working on it
But
because I
that's
don't want
understandable because with the number of times you mention, it seems like at that point they're taking you for granted,
yeah.
Right.
If
like you're
I
a
feel
joke or something.
I'm telling it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if if I feel like you do not appreciate my
Hmm.
sacrifices or what I do, and then you also cut smart, I have no understanding. It does not matter
Right.
how old you are. I ain't gonna fuss with my 11-year-old, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I gave birth to you. It doesn't matter if somebody else gave birth to you. It's not going to matter because I
Hmm.
feel like you're doing too much, and that's a huge trigger for me. I
Okay.
mean, it's huge. It's bad.
But let me tell you that silence, because they are expecting,
You to go on.
the rah 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 rah. But when you give silence, it's like they can't figure out
Yeah, yeah.
what you're thinking, how you're gonna move, because you're walking around like it's a-okay.
What's the longest you've been silent? It's hard because I feel like after
Um,
the third day, I don't care no more. Get out my face. I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
I'll be silent as long as it takes.
Oh God. That
As long as it takes.
if
Hmm.
it go more than 3 days, I already don't mentally broke up with you.
I have a friend girl who works with me, and I don't know if she butt dialed or she intentionally dialed me, but her and her guy were into it or whatever. So she hadn't been speaking to him. So when the butt dial came, and I'm going, hello, but I can only hear him. So he's walking around the house and he was like, we ain't gonna keep going around this house not speaking to each other. I didn't know if she was like, it was a butt dial, a call for help, or what. So when I did get a chance to mention it to her, she was like, "Yeah, girl, I wasn't talking to him." And you see what he said? We ain't gonna keep going around this house
Right.
not talking
Yeah, because
because
he
it
couldn't
probably
take
was
it.
killing him. He couldn't.
Mhm.
Right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mhm. So
Yeah.
that silence is.
And see, if
Yeah.
you be silent with me too long, that's gonna piss me off too.
Yeah.
Like take your time and get your thoughts together. But we can't go on for days. Cause I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, man, you don't even fucking matter at this point. Like, don't even don't even worry about it. Like I was saying last week, I have a best friend. We haven't talked since 2009. And I I'm used to it now. Once you give me too much time, I'm gonna get used to it. And I
Yeah.
will come back.
Too much time can be
Wow.
bad on a relationship
And too much time
because
could be 3 days.
yep, 3 days is a wrap. Like, okay. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I just think if you react in the heat of the moment, a
Yeah.
lot can be said,
Yeah.
and words are powerful. Some
Mhm.
of them you can't take back. So I'll just shut down and I'll replay it over in my head. I'll replay it over in my head. And when I'm ready to address it, then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And you
That's if
right.
the other person is open to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and like Keisha said, you can't rush someone's healing. You absolutely right. But while you healing, I'm gonna be hugging somebody else because it's like people will drag it. If you some certain people
Mhm.
will drag it to the extent. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like in some relationship, they will take things too far, drag it out so they can do what they want to do, then come back after they finish doing what they want to do to say and want to have that talk. No, it ain't gonna work like that.
But then it's still up to you whether how you want to proceed with it or
Yeah.
whatever. But if people establish in the beginning with their relationship, like if we get into it, let's talk about it that day,
Right.
or let's cool down or whatever, because the
And
Bible
then come
tells you
back.
don't go to bed mad.
That's true.
You're supposed to talk about it. But since everybody's not a good communicator, because what comes up comes out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I think
I
some
feel
I
people
like
like
you
where you
should
said
have
that.
time to cool
think about
down.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should definitely calm down before going into the conversation. But I'm gonna be honest, 3 days is too long. You may need to get in the deep freeze and come out and cool on down real fast because that ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
3 days is a
Yeah.
long time.
I had a conversation with someone and I told them, I say, oh, I felt like you disrespected me in this area here. To them, it wasn't a disrespect. But how you not honoring my feelings if I'm
Your
telling you
feelings.
I felt disrespected or
Right.
whatever?
Right.
So some people are not good. They can't communicate or whatever because I'm feeling one way. You're not acknowledging that I'm just telling you how I felt.
Right.
It might
Right.
not have been your intent. It might have not been your intent to do it, but I'm telling you how it made me feel. And I think if people can take the time and say, okay, babe,
Mm-hmm.
can we talk? Babe, can
Mhm.
we talk?
Mm-hmm.
And the person not be so snobby. Yeah, what about? If they say, yeah, let's talk. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the way you made me feel. I didn't like how you said what you said in front of this person. And I
Mhm.
think the tone has a lot to do with it as
It
well.
does.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
It has a lot. And I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people don't like to take accountability for what they did or have said.
At all.
Mhm.
So instead of them acknowledging what they did to you or made you feel, they probably, oh, I didn't disrespect you. I didn't I said this is how you made me feel. So at that point they should
Exactly.
have acknowledged that and so that y'all can move forward.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
I think
some
that's
people don't
Exactly.
be
important
prepared. They don't be prepared for move on because they never had to be accountable. So they don't even know what it would look like to move on. Not even in a
Because guess
relationship.
what they're gonna say? Because guess what they're gonna say? Well, this how you made me feel.
Hmm.
too.
It's gonna
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it does.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It do because sometimes all a person needs to know is that you actually heard me. You actually heard what I said versus going off of
Exactly.
what like hear what I said. That's all I want you to do is hear what I said. Because even if that's just naturally, because some people are just naturally messed up, and if you are
It's
one of those that
true.
are just naturally messed up, that's fine. That's fine. Do it over there, but at least acknowledge what I said.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because that's a hard thing right there, baby.
Yeah.
Hear me with your heart. Hear me with your heart. Don't let that heart be cut off that day. It's
I love
over.
that.
Yeah.
Listen to hear me, not to respond. Yeah.
Yes. And a
Hmm.
lot of people
Yes.
do. They just be ready to respond. I used to be like that. Like you ain't finna just be saying me, 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 me. Hold on, let me get some U's in there.
Hmm.
Let
I'm
me
one of
tell
those
you when I
people.
felt like you disrespected me.
Yeah,
Back in 19, whatever, I felt like
yeah.
you disrespected
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a long time to learn, and that's not what everybody. It still depends on what I already have on the inside. But it took me a long time to be able to listen to what you're saying because I was
Hmm.
always on defense. It don't matter. You could have literally.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because I'm used to having to fight. So I was always prepared and ready for whatever you said, did, so we can handle it however we needed to handle it.
That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. A lot of people be on defense. Yeah. Hmm.
Boss, what's a deal breaker for you? What
Oh
part is
shit!
a deal
Please don't
breaker?
try and cook it.
A
What
deal
is the deal
breaker?
breaker? Yeah. She said that's a deal breaker for me. Let's see what she
What's
said.
that? Oh,
I
The
wonder
way
if it's the not listening or the
I don't know, because you know, some people, y'all can be trying to communicate
mhm,
and you're hearing what they're saying, you're understanding what they're saying. And I
mhm.
think I said this on one of the other shows. I can hear you, I can understand you, I can see how it made you feel, but I don't have to agree with what you know, your opinion. I may say, okay, I understand that, but this is how I look at it, my way, because we
mhm.
don't have to agree. We can compromise, but we don't have to agree on the same thing.
Oh, it's
Mhm.
being with a person. Boss said being with someone who doesn't listen.
Oh,
Yes, lying for no reason is definitely a deal breaker. 100%. Because why is you lying? And if anybody know me, I'm so free spirited. It's so much stuff that just would not even matter. So you would
But
mhm.
never have a reason to lie.
some people, all they do is lie till they believe their own lies. So
Yeah,
everything
Oh,
they
that is
say,
true.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is
You
so
you
true.
you
everything they
talking now,
say
baby.
Yeah.
makes sense to them because that's all they do is lie.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Hmm.
then
so they
back to what
believe
you
their
said.
own lies.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and then back to what you said, Coco. Some people will see what you just said as you justifying, because that's how I used to be able. That's how I used to communicate. If you say, "Well, you hurt my feelings," I be feeling like I need to explain to you what my intent was, but that is not acknowledging that person's feelings because I'm still trying to
Right.
get you to see something that
Hmm.
you're not going to see because what I said already offended you, even though my heart was not what. That's not what I was trying to
Hmm.
translate,
Mhm.
but I was big on, but this is what I was saying. Like this, I didn't mean that. But when the person all they wanted to hear was, I apologize for hurting your feelings.
Right. So
For
y'all can
me,
move on.
it'd be hard as hell
Mhm.
because I still feel like I need to explain to you, like,
What happened? Why I did this?
like
Why we
that's
got
not what
here?
I didn't mean it that way. That wasn't what I was trying to say. I'm sorry it came out that way. I always feel like I have to explain it. I don't feel like it's a justification because I'm not changing what I said, but I want you to know my intent was not a ill intent. But
And I
I
think
missed
that's
the
the most
whole
important part.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
because yes, because I
Right.
feel like you just say I'm sorry. No, you need to elaborate so I can know we're on the same page. What are you sorry for?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
elaborate. And it's okay if you go into why, or what happened that wasn't your intention. But most people feel like it's an excuse when you go into, but my intention was da 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 da. Da. I feel like let them finish because they need to get their feelings out as well.
Yeah.
Mhm. But a therapist or a psychologist would tell you, once you go into explaining, then it's not genuine anymore. Because if you're gonna not so much as apologize, if you're gonna say, well, it wasn't my intention to make you feel that way, you're supposed to cut it off like that. You're not supposed to go into the other
But
part that you feel about,
Yeah.
but
feel the way you feel about it. You're supposed to just say, well, that wasn't my intent to make you feel like that way. The next time around, I'll try to be more
mhm.
conscious of how you're feeling or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what they would say. That you're not supposed to just carry on with it. You're supposed to say that and just let it go.
Even if the other person have like feel a certain type of way about like their feelings could have been hurt as well. Even though they
You,
should have said probably what they said, but how would they get their feeling across if
you will
they
have
got
to wait. So let me tell you
I was
what
going to say,
me.
it's not your
Uh-huh.
turn. You got
You
to
will have
wait.
to
Yeah.
wait, and it
Uh
is
huh.
hard.
Right.
It
Right.
is, especially if
Right.
you're
Because it's
married.
at that moment, it's not about you. It's about that
No,
person who felt disrespected. And like she said, you would have to wait.
you would have to wait. And this is what I try to like we try to do. And it don't always work because you forget what you're supposed to be trying, right? But if you have an issue with something I said yesterday at 12 o'clock, but I'm telling you today at 2, you hurt my feelings. If you ain't telling me at 12 o'clock, don't ever tell me.
oh
Or it's not valid anymore.
But
It's
it
not
doesn't
valid
matter.
anymore.
Right. Because if I'm telling you, if I'm taking my opportunity to say you hurt me at 2, and I'm telling you at 2:02 that you hurt my feelings, and you didn't take that same time or you didn't take the same initiative to tell me what you felt when I did it yesterday, then you can't tell
At
me because I'm
2 o'clock.
telling you today. And I'm telling you, it's the hardest thing ever because I'm the one that be like, well,
Mm-hmm.
you hurt my feelings first. Like we both hurt. Now let's get
Yeah.
over it. That's what I be feeling. But it's literally taking that person's voice away, and you're not honoring what they feel because you're still trying to put in there,
That's true.
like pretty much
That's
you hurt
true.
my feelings. You already hurt my feelings. I just didn't tell you, but I'm telling you now because you told me. So it takes us back to that when we little. You hit me first, so I got to hit you back. It's not fair
Right.
in marriage. It's not,
Exactly.
and it's hard.
It
Right.
is. It
Mm.
It's
is
hard.
very hard. Now,
But
what do
all of
y'all
that
think?
comes the older you get, you realize what's important and what's not important. Because sometimes you just gotta let people have stuff like, okay, even if you walk away and mumble to yourself, I ain't mean that shit, but I mean I ain't mean to cuss, but I'm just saying, just let them have it. If it's gonna make
Yeah.
them feel good, just let them have it. And the
Yeah.
older you get, you'll realize that you'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Because that's all they need. It's a fact.
It's
That's all they
Yeah.
need. And if it's something that needs to be
Mm-hmm.
changed, you have to change it. But if it's something that you say, okay, and if it's not a big deal to you, because I'm big with facial expressions. So even if I say I'm sorry, my face is probably man, like, why are you fucking being sensitive? That's probably what I'm gonna look like.
Mhm.
But that's not what they need to hear or see. What they all they want to do is
But if
hear,
your partner
I'm sorry.
knows you, they know if it's sincere or not. If your
See,
Yeah.
partner knows you and y'all been together for a while, they know when it's sincere and when it's not.
I don't know,
But
because I swear my wife
oh,
always say I always got my eyebrows up, and they are, and she always say it's your face, but I be like my eyebrows up, like literally. They
and,
just look.
and Sean think I play all the time. She think nothing I say is serious.
Yeah,
Because
if your
how can we
partner
take you
knows you,
seriously?
they know if you're sincere or not. Yeah,
I wish Sean. I
they'll
wouldn't
know.
know either. You would probably have to like put a mask over your face or something because
No,
I wouldn't take you serious either. You joke about everything.
I be serious sometimes, but
Everything come with a joke.
it's like, say if I say
Wow.
something to you and I come to you and I apologize, I feel like, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, don't accept my apology because you know my mouth, and I'll probably say something else again. Like the behavior is not gonna be fixed. Not saying that I be doing it on purpose, but I feel like I should be able to tell you the truth, whether it hurts or not.
Yeah, but people, everybody
And that's
can't.
true. You
Everybody,
can.
but
You
everybody
can.
don't take stuff the way you would take it. You kind of
I was gonna say they may
you
not receive it. Right.
right. You enjoy and cultivate. Y'all have this hard shell, right? So certain things that y'all say comes out very hard, where a person could definitely not be able to take that. It's not going to resonate with them because all I hear is your tone and whatever their mind state, whatever the state of their mind is, that's going to affect if they hear you or not. So just for
Mm-hmm.
example, if my mama always cussed me out, she everything had a you critical, they was critical about anything or whoever, right? And I never dealt with that. It's not your fault. I ain't deal with it. But you should know me enough to know that that's gonna be a trigger for me. So when it comes to me, you
Right.
need to handle me differently until I'm able to figure this out for myself. It doesn't change who you are, it's maneuvering who you love.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
that's
there's
true.
certain stuff
Yeah.
I know for a fact I could never say in a certain way to Joy as hard as her shell can be. But I know it's certain stuff that she may have heard in her childhood that I can't repeat in that tone, those words, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because she's sitting and holding on to it. I just know what not to say or how to not, you know what I
And
mean?
it's and especially if she shared that with you. Yeah.
Right.
You would
Yeah,
know that would be a trigger. Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna say this because you have those friends that act like little 1 and 2 year old. You know how you can tell that y'all stop doing that. Baby, don't do that. Then, sweetheart, don't do that. Then you like, if your ass don't stop doing, and then they stop. Like you have those friends that you have to
Oh,
be
that's all they
hard with.
understand.
Yeah.
That's the
You
only
gotta be
language
hard
they
with.
understand.
Mhm. And I want to answer Cultivate's question. I should watch my tone because you got a trigger. Yes, because everybody has a trigger. Everybody has a trigger button.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be the very person that you say you love so much that may push that trigger, not knowing that they're pushing it. It can remind you of a grandmother or somebody that was in your life that was whatever. So yeah, change your tone, one, because you love me enough to change it because I'm telling you it's bothering me because of a trigger. And then two, change it because why are you talking to me like this? Who the hell are you talking to?
Tone is very important. I taught my
Mhm.
kids when they were small, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Tone is
Absolutely.
very important.
Mhm.
Very important.
It is. Mhm.
Mhm.
Now,
And
what? Go ahead and say this. Go ahead and say this, because mine's
okay.
another topic.
All right. Now for this one, hold on. This one right here. It's not your job to tiptoe around a person. It's not your job to tiptoe around them, but it's not their job to tiptoe around your triggers either. Because literally, it's nobody in this world that don't have a trigger. Because everybody has had something in their life that they may have healed 9 out of the 10 things, and it doesn't matter what it is, but somebody will push that trigger and you will respond off of it. It could be how you were talked to, it could be how you were dealt with, it could be the way you don't like a person, and now everybody gonna get cut off because they remind you of that person. That's still a trigger, and other people don't deserve it. So I feel like it could be a compromise, and you shouldn't have to change everything about yourself. But if you love that person and you know this thing is hurting them, then that should
Right,
change. That should be easy. I'm,
right.
when I tell you the version of Lachey that Joy first got before we started talking and learning each other and learning our love languages would not have been somebody that she would have married today if I was that person. She would not have, because she knows what she wants and what she doesn't want. We had to change certain things. There's certain stuff that doesn't work for me, and it's certain stuff that don't work from her, and we still work because a lot of stuff hard. But but you have to, I love her enough to know that I don't want to hurt her, even if it's by mistake.
Right.
And
And
I
then I don't
will.
think it's tiptoeing. You just
Mhm,
being conscious of, especially if you love that person. I don't think it's tiptoeing. You just,
mm-mm,
Hmm. And that goes
yeah, you
back
know what they've
to,
been through.
yep.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
goes back to when I was trying to say, hurt people don't hurt people. You see how you said that? You love her enough not to do it.
mhm,
You was doing
Right.
it because that's probably what you used to, and it was hurt, and that's how people talk to you. But you love her enough not to do it. So that, once
Right.
again, y'all remember I said that be BS. Hurt people do not hurt people.
it
Proof.
don't hurt people. Go get healed.
That's true.
That's our thing.
Yeah.
But you have to want to be healed, and you have to know where to go to
Right.
get healed. Because I
Hmm.
mean, I had, like, even with
Right.
my kids, I'm big on telling all of them go get therapy, go get therapy. It's only one that will actually try to do it, whether she does the work or not. But it's only one that actually go. But I'm big on it because I feel like everybody in the world needs it for maintenance. Not saying that you're crazy or
Yeah.
you got some issue. It's maintenance, and it's somebody that you can talk to and say the craziest stuff to that you might not be able to say to your best friend. Or you might not want your best friend. It might be about your best friend. Who the hell knows? And you don't want to tell
Mhm.
nobody else because it's violating your friendship. I feel like everybody needs therapy, but what the person doesn't want to be healed, that's the people that continue to hurt people. And they still
Right.
hurt.
Because they use it as an excuse.
They do, because they don't want to change. They used to it.
So how do y'all feel about
Mhm.
when people, um, relationship wise, they say, "Oh, I lied to you because I love you and I didn't want to hurt you." That's some
No, tell me
bullshit.
the truth. Tell me the truth and let me deal or decide. Just tell me the
Mm-hmm.
truth. Don't protect
Yep.
me by lying.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you tell one lie, you got to tell two to
Hmm.
cover that lie and then to cover the next lie. So just tell me the truth.
Yeah, it's just
Mm-hmm.
like cheating. You can't sit there and
Yeah.
say, you can't sit there and be like, I ain't mean to hurt you. You did. When the hell you laid down with the person? When the conversation became inappropriate and you didn't stop it? Yes, you did. You did
Mm-hmm.
mean it. And
Yeah.
coming from somebody that definitely did that for years, yeah,
You meant to hurt them.
I had to have, because if I cared enough about your feelings for real, then whatever was inappropriate would have not became inappropriate. I would have stopped it when it even looked like it was going a different direction. And the fact that I made the conscious decision to do whatever I was doing, whether I sat in my head and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna hurt them today. I'm gonna hurt them by," you still made a conscious decision to go forth and do what you was not supposed to do. That you knew if the person found out, it would hurt them. What you did not mean was your cheating to come out. That's what you didn't mean. Now I'd rather you say that I didn't mean to get caught. Say that.
So you never said I didn't mean to hurt you.
I probably did. I'm sure I probably did, but I don't know because I do have I don't have I like being transparent, so then you can't use it against me later. So I don't know, right? I could ask and see what they say, but I probably didn't because I don't think I stopped. So how can I even say I'm sorry? I stopped. I stopped when I got tired of being the person that I was. Not for Joy, not for the kids, not for nothing. I stopped for myself because it wasn't getting me
Oh wow.
nowhere. I ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. But prior to that, I don't know, Coco. I don't know. I might not. I might have said sorry, but I don't think I. I don't think I don't see myself saying I didn't mean to hurt you. I don't see myself saying that.
And I'm glad that you can sit up here and say your faults and what you did wrong, baby, because I ain't there yet. I don't care if it was 3 relationships ago. I ain't cheat on you. You know what you're talking about? I didn't cheat on you. That's what you're thinking. I ain't gonna be like, yeah, I cheated. But no, I ain't cheat on you.
Yeah, no, I never told him. I never would go tell him myself. I would get caught. But
Yeah.
but it's coming. Me being able to talk about it is coming from. I'm not gonna be stupid. I know what I was able to do, and there's no way that you can cheat on somebody and say I didn't mean to hurt you. Yes, the fuck you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. You did just.
But
I'd
I
rather
don't
you
think
just say
I don't think so. Some people just get caught up.
yeah, but you even if you came home afterwards, because when it's done, you still know when you gotta go home to that mate. You still know you just did some
Yeah.
fucked up stuff. So
I think
unless I'm
some people honestly don't I don't think they try to hurt the other person. They just get caught up.
Mhm,
And they're not strong enough to resist the temptation. The
Mhm.
fun it's just I guess it's fun and fun and
yes.
fun.
Mhm,
Something that they wasn't having.
yep.
Maybe they felt like they were lacking or whatever. I don't think they intentionally set out to hurt the person.
Oh no,
They
I don't
get
think it's
caught up.
yeah, I don't think it's intentionally, but I don't want you to say I
I
didn't
don't
mean
know.
to because I feel like you still had multiple like for me, for example, it ain't I didn't meet somebody on Wednesday and was cheating on Thursday. It was a buildup. It was a buildup in
That's why I
Okay,
think it
yeah.
was
conversation.
meant to
Yeah.
be. Like you
So
meant.
it was yeah. So for me, that is if I had opportunities to stop it, unless I'm out here with a one night stand and whatever. Okay, that's a damn what I do. But if you literally having to get this conversation started and now you're meeting up in a honeycomb hideout and then you're doing lunch and then next thing you know y'all in somebody's room, you have multiple times to be like I'm messing up. Let me stop because once you
That take a
because
strong person. That take a strong person
oh
to
it
say that.
do
How many people say
not
that?
me.
Now they don't intentionally set out to hurt their person. They get
Mhm.
caught up
Yeah.
and caught up and caught up and caught up until if they have a conscience, it begins to kick in like,
Yeah.
damn, especially when you look at that person who you supposedly love, then
Mhm.
their conscience kick in and like, you know what you're doing is wrong. But
Yep.
sometimes it take a while to get to that point
It
because they're
do. It
just in
definitely.
it, just yeah.
It
They're just
definitely.
in it
But I
having fun, fun, fun. But when you look at that person who you supposedly love and they're
mhm,
home, they're waiting for you, and you like know you finna sneak out and go to the honeycomb, whatever, whatever. If
mhm.
you don't have a conscience, it's not until that conscience kick
Yeah.
in and be like, you ain't nothing but a piece of, their
Yeah.
conscience start talking to them then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
But
ain't
I
never
don't think
I
they
didn't
intentionally set out
oh
to hurt
no.
that
I don't
person.
think it was I don't think it was intentional. My point was I don't want you to tell me you did not mean to hurt me because you still had exits, whether you took it or not. I'd rather you just
Yeah.
come home and say, I didn't like if you get caught cheating, I'd rather you say I didn't mean to get caught. Don't because if I didn't catch you, would it still be going on?
Yes.
Would you care about my feelings in any way? Would you care when you come home and you're laying next to me, you're telling me you love me, you're hugging me, or vice versa? We fixing dinner, we having family time, and I know for a fact when I leave out this house, I'm going over here, as Joy said, to Sunset to hang out. No,
Mhm.
I can't say I can't. I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to hurt you. But I can't sit there and say, I'm sorry, I did not mean to hurt you. I can say I'm sorry for hurting you, but I can't say I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you because I had a plenty exits. It was so many times that me and Joy was supposed to meet up prior to me even getting married. and to hang out, and stuff would fall through. We were friends, nothing, no crossing the line, no nothing. And when we crossed the line, I still had times where stuff would fall apart, and I would make it back work just so I could go spend time with her because that was fun, and we did have stuff in
Right.
common, and it was adventurous, and whatever the case may be. And when it come out, only thing I can say is I am sorry that I hurt you, but I can't sit there and say I'm sorry I didn't mean to. No, I did when I ain't stop it.
Yeah, I think you be like, I feel like if it's a premeditated cheat, because you know you're going out
Really?
before you go out. I feel like my intentions are to hurt you because it ain't like you ain't gonna find out, especially if I'm catching feelings for this other person. Like, yeah, it's gonna hurt you. I knew it. My
Yeah.
intentions are I gotta just figure out how to get out this relationship. That's how I think people look at it.
Yeah, and it's not hard.
I call it
Go ahead.
I call it being greedy. I
Okay.
really don't think they, because I've heard men, I'd rather be friends with men than women, because men, once you get in their head and you know how they're thinking, because a man will tell you that he can love two women.
Mhm.
So, because each woman possesses something different. So, I
Yep.
don't think they intentionally set out to hurt you. It's something they feel like they're lacking that they run into
Right.
Susie and Susie possess. I
Mhm.
don't think they, because if you think about it, they always wind up coming back.
And do. Mhm.
Mhm.
I
So
did.
they don't intentionally set out to hurt you. It's just that they get out there, they get caught up or whatever, because they think they're missing something here. So they
Mhm.
run into this woman who's down for anything or whatever.
Mhm.
So once the fun is over, here they come back.
They come back. It's
They
just
didn't
for
mean to,
fun.
yeah, they didn't mean to hurt you. They didn't intentionally mean to hurt you. And then it take a strong person to say, well, I'm just sorry that I got caught.
Mhm.
Now that person right there need to be kicked to the curb. Just tell me you ain't mean to do it. That's me. Just tell me I
Yeah.
got caught up. I didn't mean to do it or whatever. But don't you dare tell me I'm sorry I got caught. Cause
Yeah, it,
deuces.
it probably would be a deuces, but I'm so like
Open.
I'm way more free spirited than people probably would ever even freaking
Yeah.
know. Because
Mm-hmm,
I'm that person. It depends on where we are in our relationship. I'd rather you
mm-hmm.
come to me and say, "Hey, I'm starting to feel someone else." We might be able to talk about it and figure out what we're
That
gonna
could be
do. You got your
respected.
thing, I
Yeah.
got my thing, and we just got our boundaries, right? Depending on who the person is, it wouldn't work now, but in the past, it definitely could have worked. And so I'd rather you come and tell me, and I'd rather you tell me I didn't mean to get caught because at least I know, at least you fucking honest. But when you tell me you ain't mean to hurt me, so when I called your phone and you were sitting by the person, nothing said, let me go ahead and get up out this vehicle because I'm fucking up. Like, let me
Yeah.
no, your feelings got caught up. You greedy, so you gonna keep
Mm-hmm,
both
mm-hmm.
because you just in case, you right. Susie is real good right now, but Susie might flip up. I know you. I'm comfortable with you.
Hmm.
Baby,
Right,
tell
right,
me you
right,
got
right,
caught up,
right.
and we can
Hmm.
handle it how we
Mm-hmm,
gonna handle it. Because you get one try, you get one with
Hmm.
me, one.
mm-hmm.
There's no 2, 3, 4, 5. You get one opportunity to mess up because I done had several. So I'm gonna be courteous and give it back to the next, right? But be honest, because then I can work with the honesty. I can't work with you lying to me. You don't say you ain't mean to hurt me because you might not have intentionally did it, but when you didn't stop it and you still came home and hugged me or we still was hanging out, that's when you did mean it because you ain't stopped. Especially
I
if you're a
want the
strong person.
I want the I didn't mean to hurt you. I want that. Don't you dare tell me I'm sorry I got caught cheating. I want the,
Now let
because
me
I
ask you
believe you
this.
when you say you didn't mean to hurt me, because people fall weak all the time. If you think the grass is greener on the other side, by all means, go and test it or
Mhm.
whatever. But tell me, because you know when a person genuinely love you,
Yeah.
and people mess up all the time. You know, they
Mhm.
mess up all the time. So okay, you were infatuated with so and so or whatever, and you thought the grass was greener. So go ahead and test the grass. Let me know that you didn't mean to hurt me, because I know you love me.
Right.
Yeah. Tell me you didn't mean to hurt me. You got caught up. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
The
I just
Georgia,
said
Have
you want straightforward honesty.
give
Yeah.
it to me straight, because at least I know what I'm working with. I don't want to have to
Yeah.
guess what
Uh-huh.
I'm working with. I need
Yeah.
to know what I'm working with. I'd rather you tell me that you're getting feelings with for somebody and
Right.
give me the opportunity to make a decision. But when you take it away from me, that is when heads need to
Yes.
roll, furniture needs to
Yeah,
move,
that's true.
and
That's
move
true.
Yeah.
all sharp items. That is what that's
Yeah.
gonna happen. Now I'm not gonna sit there and say I gave that to anybody. I didn't. I was the opposite. I did what I needed to do until I didn't want to do it no more, or I decided that let me stop. With the last marriage, I said let me stop because I knew for a fact, even though he was amazing, that he wasn't what I wanted. He didn't have the package that I wanted. He was the package, but he didn't have the package that I wanted. So it was no point of staying married. And I knew for a fact I wanted to be with a woman. That's cheating him out of everything. And he
Right,
didn't
right.
deserve that. So that's when I made that decision. But I never came and said, "Hey, I'm having feelings." No, I think me and him did have that conversation. I feel like we might have, but I wouldn't have. It wasn't like me coming home saying, "Hey, I'm cheating." I never did that. But I know what I would want from a person, because I remember me and him going through it when he was cheating, and I wasn't pissed off with him cheating. I was pissed off because you lied. I wanted you to
Mhm.
sit there and say, "Yes, I did. My bad," and then we
Mhm.
can figure out
Mhm.
what we're gonna do. Be
Mhm.
honest. I'd rather have the honesty than the
I like
apology.
the honesty too. I feel like it's unfair because I feel like while you're out testing in water, I can be cheating too. Let's cheat
Fact,
together. Let's
fact.
see
Mhm.
if you know what I'm saying. Because you may be liking that person, I may get somebody I'm like, and then we can just go our separate ways. Like, give me that opportunity to cheat too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just tell me, you know,
Because
let me go see.
now 2024 arrangements can be made.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
just be safe. Don't be dumb. Don't bring nothing home you can't get rid
Mhm.
of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No glitter. Keep the glitter over there.
A lot of people are in open relationships and stuff like that, um just to see if it's gonna work or if it's them or if it's the marriage, or they test it just to see. I guess that's their type of counseling. I don't know why, but they just test the waters.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I feel like people that do that, they still feel like they're missing something. So you want to make sure what you have is what you really want.
Hmm.
Because if you know that's what
If
you
that's
want,
the
and
case,
that's
be by yourself. If that's the case, be
yeah,
by yourself because it's
Yeah.
unfair to the other person.
yeah,
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm gonna be honest, it's doodle in the pool, in the
it
dating
is.
pool.
It is.
Mhm.
So yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
going to say something. I forgot what I was gonna say.
What was it about?
And
The
I feel like people that get married to the first person they ever dated, they had if sometimes it can work. Sometimes I know people that it
Mhm.
definitely has worked. But I feel like it's a lot of people when you get married to the first person that you ever dated, I don't think that's always
You
good. I
don't know
feel like
what's
you
out
need
there.
Mm-mm.
hell no, hell no. I tell my kids, no, do not do what I did. I literally married my high school sweetheart. We had kids. The family said we should get married. We got married. Thank God we are still great
Mhm.
friends. But we could have missed so many opportunities, even when it comes to like careers and stuff, because we ended up being parents and being adults before we were even able to be, kids, like to go out here and do crazy dumb stuff. But I feel like the people that end up dating the first person they marry are the ones that end up needing to experiment later on in life. Because you don't know nothing. You only know that person. That's it.
Yeah,
That person
that's
and their
true.
family.
Yeah. Very few stay together for long, 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 long term. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very few.
Yeah.
But I,
Yeah.
I am gonna say, okay, you're in a relationship, and if you're not happy in that relationship and you decide to see somebody else, it's okay. Go find your happiness. Don't feel like because oh, I'm gonna feel bad because I'm gonna have to break up with them, so I'm just stick it out. It's okay. Make yourself happy. If you need to move on, move on. Ain't nothing wrong with seeing other people or coming out of a relationship. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You're not making me happy over here. Let me go over here. Just be honest about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you
And
that
how many
honesty thing
people
is a
do
big
that? Not a lot of
not
people
a
do
lot.
that.
Because people
Mm-mm.
because people don't really believe. I had somebody say, and it made sense because I feel like a lot of people do think that way. Everybody say you could talk to me, but you're not really approachable. But that's what you're telling everybody. You can come to me about anything, but you really can't because you're not approachable. And I feel like that's the same thing in relationships. You'll say you want the honesty, but then when the honesty comes, you pissed off. I am gonna be mad though, but I want the honesty. I'd rather you give me the honesty and let's talk about it and figure it out. It's still gonna hurt regardless, but at least I know you're not a damn liar.
Right.
But a lot of people say, well, can you handle it? You ask for honesty, but can you really handle it?
I don't know if I'm gonna handle it right off. You know, depends on what it is. I'm gonna be honest. But at least when I calm down and think about it, I can at least say you're not a liar. That is,
and then you have to respect the person for that. You gotta respect them.
You do.
Yeah,
you do. A lot of people are not gonna tell the truth though, because they don't want you, but they don't want nobody else to have you, so they want to keep you stuck.
Yep. And that safety net. That get out of jail free card. If it don't go wrong right here, let me go back in here and get this, and we're gonna see how it go. Until the next person come along that's offering what you're missing, instead of taking the opportunity to actually put in the work, because everything needs work. And I'm telling you, it took me so long to like right now. I tell my wife all the time, nobody could come and try to talk to me while I'm married. Back in the day, if something was missing, hell, you could breathe right. Though your breath could smell great that day, and you probably would have got my attention because I was missing something. However, now if I'm missing or lacking or feeling anything, if you try to talk to me now, I already know I don't want you. Because if you're willing to entertain me while I still got somebody else's last name, live with them, come home with them, everything is together, I don't want you, because all we're gonna do is switch spots later on in life. And that's how I look at it. That's what made me grow. Why would I want to?
I would say that's growth on your part. That's growth.
Because that's why I'm looking at, like, it's not going to work because you're willing to entertain me in the wrong time. And it's not something that me and my spouse has talked about to say it's okay for us to do. So therefore, I wouldn't want you to entertain me, and I surely don't want to entertain you. Now, if I approach you and you say, handle what you got to handle at home, let me know when it's taken care of, then we could talk about the conversation. It probably will be actually a turn on, because you care about yourself enough that you ain't even about to lower yourself to put yourself in no mess. That would be a freaking turn on. Don't try it though, because you're gonna get cussed out. But that would be.
Yeah,
I can't with Joey. I cannot stand.
Yeah, you better get ready to pay up, Michelle.
Ain't nobody dealing with her. But that's literally what helped me grow. Anybody that's willing to entertain you while you married ain't what you want. Not long term. That's just fun, and you keep it moving.
That's true.
Hold on, my sister said it's a trauma response that many of us don't even realize it is, because we spend our childhood sacrificing and compromising our desires. Yep. I agree. You don't even know how to voice it. What else you got, Cole?
That's pretty much it. I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just like pretty much your life isn't over because of divorce, pretty much. Or breakup. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a new beginning. Start to rebuild and just keep it pushing. You don't have to hate the other person. You know, you don't have to shame and talk about what they did in the relationship, or, talk down on them. Just keep it pushing.
And that's my takeaway from it all. Yeah, because at some point you once loved this person.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you lied.
Keep it cute.
Yeah. Yep. You love them draws.
You know,
went back to that. She went back to that.
Yeah, her them damn drawers. And I'm gonna say, just be mindful of what you put out in the atmosphere, because whatever you put, you're gonna get back.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
All right, y'all. That's our show for today or tonight. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Meet us back next Thursday, same time. What you got to say, sis?
I don't have nothing. We're gonna see y'all next week. Be good to
thank
each
you
other.
to our special guest.
Yes, thank you, Mama Portia.
You're welcome.
Come back with some juicy topics, so we can.
and
Yep.
have it going. Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Good night, y'all. Be good to
Good
yourself
night.
and be good to others.
Good night.